Hello, myself Vamshi, final year architecture student from NIT Calicut. I'm here to explain about my thesis project. It's Hampi Center for Design. It's a design institute, a space for learning. My main aim of this project is to provide a good space for learning as well as interactive environment so that it helps the students studying in this institute. The main objectives of this thesis project is mainly to create a hub for design and to understand the ideology of design school and translating it into the built form, and to also design a green and sustainable campus. Uh, the scope of this thesis project is mainly to understand how the role of an architecture, uh, like to understand what's the role of architecture in designing these schools, the institution buildings. And this is a methodology followed throughout the thesis project. And here comes the data collections. Uh, the main data collection in this design for the thesis project, that is Design Institute, is from the AICT rules and regulations and also according to the COA norms. As per these two councils, uh, the main data like the room sizes, number of students, what's the area of the site, how much we need for the sites, and what's the, how much student to site area ratios, how many students can be accommodated within the institute. These all related data is collected from these AICT and as well as COA norms. And here, this is like the main Hampi Center for Design uh, is located in Hospet. So here the data collected is regarding the zonal regulations, like what are the setbacks to be provided for the institute, and what should be the height of the building, uh, and the parking regulations and floor area ratios. The floor area ratio for the design institute is 2.25, and other data collections like about barrier-free design, stays, parking, and here comes my literature case study, that is National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad. I have chosen this design institute mainly because the area of this institute is about 18.7 acres, which is very close to my site area, that is 17 acres. And from this institute, mainly I have observed is a very simple circulation pattern that is followed within the institute, which is very simple. They mainly have the uh, three entry points, and one very long common roads and one shortcuts, and buildings along the roads. Here, the planning that's followed in NID Ahmedabad. Uh, Mainly in the ground floor, they have given the exhibition spaces and amenities like the canteen spaces and administrations. This is provided in the ground floor. It's mainly because the ground area, it's the main like the classes, workshops, etc. are mainly lifted onto the first floor. It's mainly because it's very close to the Sabarmati River, and this area may be prone to floods. And in the first floor, like this is a ground floor. Uh, Two main passages: one passage for the exhibition areas and one passage for the administration areas. administration and faculty rooms. And here are the two workshop spaces, mainly namely the glass and ceramic workshops. And here are the few pictures of the NID Ahmedabad. And next comes my live case study, that is Acharya Institute, that is Acharya School of Design. It's located in Bangalore. I have chosen this campus mainly because it's uh, not as before, how I said, like it's how the area is very close, like of NID Ahmedabad. Of this institute, the area is not very close. I can say that it's very far big campus, but mainly to understand the circulation patterns and how are the different blocks used, the sports complex, academic buildings, OAT areas, and services provided like STP, farmhouse, etc. And here we can see the circulations. And in this Acharya Institute, one of the main school is, that is Acharya School of Design. Uh, in this uh, in this school, the main spaces are surrounded around the central courtyard. That's main takeaway, and the workshops are provided in the ground floor in order to avoid the uh, taking of heavy machinery onto the other floors. And it's mainly central courtyard theme is used in this, so that the air circulation to the classrooms and to the workshop areas goes well. And here comes one more live case study. This is not a design school, but it's an architecture institute located in Calicut. This I can say this case study has majorly influenced my design process and the design thinking that I use for my thesis project. That's Hampi Center for Design. The arrangement of classrooms, the studio rooms, how these spaces are arranged, and the circulation of air through the classrooms, and uh, these factors. And it's this institute is mainly located on the quarry areas, but it has used its site facilities to the maximum. Here we can see the view of the building. It's like stepped classrooms one above the other, and the classrooms are provided with full ventilation, full on all this, like mainly the three sides. And excess light is covered through the creepers or the jalis provided on the sides. And within the same, like the classroom and studio are provided in the same room, uh, so that like directly they can move on from the class to the studio, and they can work according to their wish. These are the few images followed in Acharya Institute. And this is a comparative analysis between the case studies and the area statement provided. Here comes the site analysis. The major, the first main site, the first initial, this is the initial site analysis. The like SWOT analysis, and here we can see the images of the site. The site is surrounded mainly by small hills around the site on the back, and onto the one side it's full along the road, and it's located in uh, yeah and it's located in a very calm location away from the town. This is a main advantage for the design institute with less traffic pollution. And okay, here here we can see the site details. The site, it's located in a village called Kalgatta in Hospet. That's in Karnataka. And here we can see the proximity map. What are the close transportation facilities, tourist spots, and educational schools located nearby. Average weather conditions in Hospit. In Hospit, it's very close to Hampi, which is very hot in summers, and normally in other seasons. And here, this is a windrows diagram. Here in this, we can identify the direction of the wind, which is from the southwest to the northeast. This is a existing zoning. In this, we can find this is a site, and here we have a few this housing area, and on the other side, it's full of agricultural fields. On the back, as I already told, it's a hilly area, and here we can find a check dam. As it is located very close to hilly area, the rainwater during the rainy seasons go through the site. So there are these naturally formed streams which takes away the rainwater from the hills. Here, this is a section of the site, and this is a wind direction or the wind flow through the site. Okay. This is a map showing the vegetation and also the wind direction and the noise pollution that is produced used around the site. This is the drainage pattern that's in the site. Here, these are the hilly areas, so all the water from the mountains go into the site, but this is not the highest level. The lowest level in the site is on this side, so the water coming through the hill goes through the site and crosses the site. This is on the lower contour level. So according to the site analysis, the majorly I have identified this non-buildable areas, buildable area, and what is highly buildable areas. As it is very close to the hills, I have not considered this as a buildable area. So I have taken this and the areas coming within the setbacks as the non-buildable area, and this side through the contours as a buildable area, and this flat site mainly as a highly buildable area. And this is a site plan of Hampi Center for Design. So here I would like to explain the little concept. Here the main the site is it facing through the towards the west. So it's highly heated on the on this direction, mainly due to the direct sunlight, and full site is along the road and mainly towards the west. So I have placed these buildings also towards the facing towards the west, because so that I can design in a manner such a way that I can take the advantage of the light, but avoiding its disadvantages like more heat up in the buildings. So I have taken that, and the wind direction considered mainly in this designing of site plan. The wind direction is from the southwest to the northeast. So buildings placed in this way facing towards the west can have a good ventilation through the buildings. Okay, in this, there are mainly two entry points. That is, this is the main entry point, that is to the main academic building, and here one more entry point, that is to the hostel blocks. This is the auditorium, and here the faculty residences. Okay. This is a ground floor plan of the academic building. This is the academic building, which is facing towards the west. Right after we enter into the academic building, onto the right we have full of administrative areas, and onto the left we have amenity areas like the canteen, in printing labs, stationery, and here we have the electrical and server rooms. And the main and one of the main influences in my design is the viewing angles to the site, and also from within the site, as it is very closely with the hills. So I have considered these viewpoints as a main important aspects in my design. So I have designed accordingly. So right after we enter into the building, we see a lot of space, and on the behind we see the hills. Like directly we enter, and through the behind the OET we find these hills, and we find the space very pleasing. That's the one main view which is into the site. And in the administrative areas, I have provided these exhibition spaces alternatively, and also there's a lot of space that can be utilized for the students for the different cultural activities. Yes, and here this space on the behind also can be used. And the circulation through, like, the circulation within the building is planned in a way that satisfies the fire safety norms, that is reaching like having the vertical circulations within 30 meters reach. So I have given the vertical circulation on two ends of the building, with a staircase and the lift on the two sides. And here the main vertical circulation that happens in the building is provided very close to the entrance. And in the first floor, I have given the workshop areas and office rooms. Like I said before, in NID Ahmedabad, the workshops, only two workshops are provided in the ground floor. Due to because the site is prone to floods, and this site is also very close to Tungabhadra river that passes through the Hampi, and maybe and this site is also prone prone to floods, but not heavily. So I have considered giving workshops on the first floor and office spaces on the first floor. And here we can see these are the faculty rooms, and separate separate facilities provided for them. Here is the workshop areas: classrooms, studios, glass and ceramic workshops, design consultancy, placement office, estate office. Second floor. And another feature which is very attractive in this design is connecting these corridor spaces to OAT, which is the central part of the building, so that this gives a space where children, sorry, not children, the students get can have this interactive. This can act as an interactive space, circulation space, and mainly the OAT, a large OAT which can fit around complete strength of the campus, that is 720 students, into this OAT, and can be used for various purposes like cultural activities, days, or the um, other ceremonials can be conducted in the OAT here. Here, with the background of hills, which is very beautiful. The students, this can act as the interactive space, like either or also the working spaces. They can sit and work and have a view towards the hills, which can inspire them towards their design processes. And here onto the inner side, I have provided the classrooms, and the classrooms are open on to the two of its sides with full windows to have uh, proper sunlight and air ventilation within the classrooms. And these are the studio spaces. These studio spaces. These workshops, wood workshop, metal workshop, these are double heighted, and studio space. Uh, these are big studio spaces. Here, these are main part, like okay, where the sunlight enters into the studio. That I'll explain in the next. Knowledge Management Center. Other classrooms and studio spaces within the building. Okay. Here we can see the elevations of the buildings. This is the front elevation of the main academic block. Here we can see the spaces like in, out, alternatively that happens within the same floor as well as floor to floor. See, that inside out alternative spacing spaces here we can observe in the ground floor. These are the vacant spaces provided for the green spaces, and on a upper floor which overcomes that left area, and here these spaces can also act as a balcony spaces, are also more of a very interactive space, or a learning informal learning area. Yeah, these those activities can happen in these balcony spaces, which is very shaded, very enclosed within the boundaries of the walls and open on one side, for a good air and light ventilation. These are the classrooms on the inner side, and this is the connecting bridge from the second floor to the OAT. Inside out spacing of classes and studios within the building. Section of the academic block. Uh, this I have said in the beginning. As we enter into the building, we go through a lot empty space, then come out, and the view that goes from the OAT to the back of the OAT to the hills, which is like very beautiful scenery. Views of the academic building. Inside out spacing of the classrooms. OAT within the building. This is the views of the building. As I said, on the west, it gives a lot of heat into the building. So I have used this jallies, which have this small openings within them, which creates air pressure coming from outside into the building or the rooms. It increases the speed of the air, so that these studio spaces are well ventilated with the air, and the classrooms, which is a bit inside from the main exterior surface, is provided with the glass, which is openable, foldable, and openable glasses, and this acts as a balcony space. This is a view of the entire project from the main entrance, academic building, hostel building, and we have a auditorium and faculty apartments onto the left. Here comes the hostel block. Hostel block that is facing towards the west. Here, these spacing of rooms, which is in a zigzag manner, have given mainly to have a good views from the room, from within the rooms. This beautiful views that can be provided, that can be seen from the side to the outside. We can like the sunset views from within from the building. So this this form of the building provides the occupants, that is students, with beautiful scenes and good sun and air ventilations. And on the four sides, provided with the common rooms, and one of the wing here is provided for the lectures. This is second and third floor plans. In the ground floor, the rooms are mainly of like each room is for three persons. Each room is for three persons, and this is the main entrance into the building. This is the vertical circulations, lifts and staircase, hostel office. And as we go into the higher floors, the number of occupants per room is decreased, so that the occupants in those rooms can have these balcony spaces outside. And here in the second floor, uh, the number of occupants is decreased to two persons per room, provided with all the basic facilities. And on the third floor, it's reduced to one person per room. These the capacity of the rooms is provided according to the which year batch the students are. Floor plan and the terrace plan. These are the elevations here. We can clearly see these are jalis provided for the good air movement into the building. And this is the main front elevation, and this is the back elevation, and on the sides. And here are the sections provided. Here we can see the view in which we can clearly understand how these rooms one above the other are spaced. This is all the common room areas, and for each and every room we have these balcony spaces for all the rooms, providing with a good large view angle to the outside of the site. Here these are the faculty apartments, mainly provided 2 BHK and 1 BHK apartments. Sections and elevations. 1 BHK apartments provided with a single one bedroom, living room, kitchen and toilet. Sections, elevation and view of 1 BHK apartment. This is the auditorium, which has a capacity of 600 students. Is very closely spaced from the academic building. That's here. We can either directly enter from one of the corners of the academic building to the auditorium directly. This is the main entrance into the auditorium. This is like the backstage area, where you can directly shift the things that is required to on the stage from here on the back, and the audiences can move from the sides, from these side circulation areas. These are the views, side elevation, front and back elevations, and full view of the auditorium. Thank you.